Recorded in Chicago, Illinois, with your hosts, Ken, Matt, Neal, and Jeff. This is Triviality. The cream of the crop!
Hello and welcome to Triviality, the show where a lack of seriousness meets a little bit of knowledge. My name is Matt and I will be hosting today. Joining me in the studio, as always, is Ken, Jeff, and Neal. How you guys doing today?
Hey, doing great. Drinking some coffee at 9 p.m. Gonna stay up for a little while.
It's another Triviality After Dark.
It is way past my bedtime.
Yeah, we're all getting a little drowsy in here.
Yeah, about to read Jeff a story.
I got a nice cup of chamomile. It said it's for calm, quiet moments
It's a
on the
sleepy time
wrapper.
tea.
But I don't think that's what we're about to have.
If we were a tea podcast, you would be chamomile, I think.
I would be the chamomile.
I would be an Earl Grey because I'm a little sweet. But actually, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
But I would be Earl Grey.
That makes
Okay.
sense. I don't like that.
Okay, that makes sense. I don't like you either. Oolong.
Oolong tea.
Ooh,
yeah.
I would be an oolong kind of guy.
Yeah. Well, that's some great tea banter. Joining us in the studio today is our Cruiserweight champion, Summer Johnson, all the way from St. Paul. How's it going, Summer?
Hello, I'm good. Thank you. It was a quick 5.5-hour drive to get here, so...
Yes, the dedication of our fans is amazing. To come all the way out here.
Way more than I would have ever
I was hoping my
anticipated.
brain would fire a little stronger if I was sitting here amongst all of you instead of in my dark, lonely apartment, so we'll see.
Hey, just soaking in all the brain power in this room.
And the episode that we just recorded, we had mentioned 500 Days of Summer, and then she just showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a magic trick.
Yeah.
So what do you do in St. Paul?
I work from home full time. I do finance for a medical marketing company, which leaves me a lot of time to do a lot of biking and long walks along the river, which is nice. So
You're very active too. You said you were going to go on a big long hike after your trip.
yeah, headed to Colorado and Salt Lake City, my original home, to do one last hiking trip before it gets too cold.
Sounds good.
Also joining us today from Regina, Saskatchewan. I'll say that right one of these days.
Glad that's the one you botched.
Yeah, it's
Another athlete, actually.
yeah. Is Stacey McPeek. How's it going, Stacey?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Doing great. And as before the show, I asked Stacey if she'd mind if we asked about this, but she said that she used to be in roller derby, which I think is pretty awesome. I just don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit about that.
I used to play roller derby. My derby name was McPeek, Mo Problems, Mo for short.
That's great.
And I played for 4 years, and then I got a concussion. And
Oh, no.
So I decided my brain was important.
I think
and decided to retire.
everybody that I know who played roller derby has retired due to injury.
A lot of them do.
It's very, very tough sport.
Yeah, it's getting less tough, to be honest. Like, it used to be a lot more about, like, really going out and creaming women, and now it's a lot more like just slowing them down. It's a lot less tough than it once was.
It's like the NFL, right? Same thing.
Yeah, sure. I don't watch NFL, so I don't know.
Sports.
It's just like the CFL, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't watch CFL.
Oh, so close.
This is not going to go well for me if it's a Matt hosted
Just like
episode.
just like Australian footy and my beloved Collingwood Magpies.
American football is just moving to flag football.
Yeah.
Breaking news.
You're not allowed to land on the quarterback while tackling. You have to place him down gently and read him a nice story.
What do you do out in Saskatchewan?
I'm totally on board with that.
I'm a lawyer. I work for the Law Society of Saskatchewan, which is the regulator. So I guess I'm the lawyer against lawyers. They do something wrong.
Oh wow, you're like Infernal Affairs or Internal Affairs.
Fertile.
Kind of, yeah.
Sorry, I named the movie.
movie.
You are watching The Watchmen, is how that works,
Right.
right?
That's right.
Is that a reference?
Exactly.
That is a reference.
Nailed
Good
it.
job.
All right, well, today we're going to be playing a 2-on-2. Stacey will be teaming up with Jeff. What team name did you guys want to go with?
What did we decide?
How about the regulators, like Warren G?
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
I'm on board with
Okay, I'll take that. I'm on.
I don't know if Jeff's much of a regulator. I guess he regulates
I'm regulating-
any of our mistakes loudly.
I will say, in Jeff's
that. I'll
defense,
be regulating anyone who takes my property, Matt.
anytime Michael McDonald comes on and Jeff sings it perfectly.
Talking about, I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm in love. Like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Never be
All
the
right.
same again, that's for sure.
Teaming up will also be Summer and Ken. I suggested the name Cruel Summer because Ken is cruel and Summer is summer.
And
There you go.
Bananarama is great.
It's a great name.
I'm nothing if not literal.
Yeah. Neal will be Team Quick Draw because he's not allowed to think and he's just answering by himself.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. One time it worked out, the other time it was embarrassing, but I'm just here for the listeners. So
Either way, that's great.
We've had a few people say that some of their favorite episodes are the Neal solo games. So
well, anytime I can make myself look like an ass, I suppose, is entertaining.
All right, if you guys are ready, we're going to send that over to the rules guy.
The rules of the game are simple. 20 questions split into 2 rounds worth 10 points apiece. At halftime, there'll be a special swing round designed by this week's host. After regulation, players will enter the final round with the points that they've accumulated and will have a chance to wager 0 to 30 points on 5 categorized questions. At the end of the game, someone will be named the cream of the crop.
The cream of the crop! Nobody does it better.
Ken, what did you think of that reading?
It was great.
Okay.
It was the best one yet. God.
Stand you.
I didn't do it. He cued me. He queued me up for the gag. I can't. What am I going to do?
I get
Leave
it.
him hanging?
I get it. He throws an alley-oop, you take it.
All right. Read the first question, please.
All right, let's get going. Are you guys ready for question 1?
Absolutely.
All right. If you take a Michael Moore documentary and combine it with a Warhol subject, you get this band that is a bit too into the Super Bowl shuffle.
Me and Summer are locked in.
I'm locked in.
Okay.
I guess that leaves us.
You guys can talk it out.
What are they called? Documentaries I can think of. Roger and Me, Bowling for Columbine, Fahrenheit 9/11, Fahrenheit 11/9. Am I missing one?
Yeah, I think there's another 1 or 2 in there, but
We're missing.
I'm assuming the Warhol subject is tomato soup cans or Campbell's soup cans.
Okay. Oh, good call. So Bowling for Soup, maybe?
That makes sense. I'm good with that. We'll go bowling for soup.
Locked in with Bowling for Soup. Cruel Summer.
Yeah, this chamomile is making me very calm and very focused, and we settled on Bowling for Soup.
And Neil?
Yeah, I saw him live a few times. I got a guitar pick thrown at me. I said, Bowling for Soup.
Oh, I get it. 1985.
Oh, they're a little preoccupied with 1985. It is Bowling for Soup. Moving on to question 2. The deepest part of the Atlantic Ocean shares a name with this U.S. city. There are no sausage races at the bottom as far as I know.
Okay. I'm guessing you're referring to the sausage races at a baseball game, I think, maybe, where they run and they fall over all the time. I'm going to log in.
Okay, we're in.
All right.
Kind of lost on this one because I started immediately thinking about the Marianas Trench and the Challenger Deep to realize that's the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing. I don't get the sausage races reference. Is that a sports thing?
Yeah, they do that at sporting events.
Do you know which sporting event?
Nothing helpful, no.
Okay, great.
Yeah, maybe you two shouldn't have teamed up together. It's a lot of
Well,
overlap on that.
that's what I kind of said. I was like, it's a Matt thing. I'm going to need someone who knows sports because it's going to be a big black hole.
Hey, Quick Draw is still available on the trade line.
Our first trade, that would be hilarious. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I know I've heard it, but I can't remember.
Cincinnati
Done.
is a city.
Cincinnati it is.
All right. Locked in with Cincinnati. Quick Draw.
I didn't know it at all. I did not know the Marianas Trench was in the Pacific. Actually, no, I do it. Actually, I do know now because The Rock was there and Megalodon. But anyway, I typed in, or I wrote down Marianas, and I was like, oh, it's like the Seattle Mariners. So I said Seattle.
Oh, a lot of leaps there.
Yeah.
Well, we were going off the sausage race, right? And
Yeah.
You think it happens where?
Well, if this is correct and I actually got a sports question, I will be shocked. But I am thinking the Milwaukee Brewers, which are known for, I believe, Clements sausage. So we said Milwaukee.
There's a place just north of Puerto Rico known as Milwaukee Deep, and the answer is Milwaukee.
Good job, Summer.
That's really
Wow.
That's my bad.
Yeah.
I was thinking Milwaukee because the beer and sausage.
They do the races in the 7th inning where the sausages run around.
I should have known that. And Milwaukee, it means body of water or something like that. So I can't. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's ask Alice Cooper what Milwaukee means.
Actually, it's pronounced Milwaukee, which is Algonquin for the good land.
I was not aware of that.
Good bit, Neil.
Thank you.
All right. Question 3. This 1971 film was based on the novel Ratman's Notebook, which is definitely not a prequel to Stuart Little.
We're
Works for
locked in.
me.
Ratman's Notebook. Some friends and I, we call Ken the Rat, so it's not about Ken.
Nope.
No, I'm going to lock in.
Is that potentially Flowers for Algernon? I'm trying to think of notebooks and mice.
That sounds lovely. I have no idea.
Okay.
Flowers? Sure.
Yeah, we'll go with Flowers for Algernon.
Okay.
I went with the incorrect answer of Escape from Alcatraz.
Okay.
Well, as for us, I'm thinking of a more classic film with Dustin Hoffman and Jon Voight, They call Dustin Hoffman's character a rat all the time. I think maybe his name is even Rizzo the Rat.
Yeah.
And the Muppet's named after him. He is John Voight's pimp in Midnight Cowboy.
That's correct.
So no points for this one. It's actually a classic horror movie, Willard.
Yes.
About a child who controls rats.
Man, I had a lot of information about Midnight Cowboy for a long
I had zero say on that.
It's remade by Crispin Glover.
Yeah.
That makes sense, though, right?
Yeah, no, that was good logic there.
I'm still proud of my teammate.
Wrong.
Even with our wrong answer.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right, let's try to get some points on the board with this one. More sports. Sorry, guys. The NFC North goes by this nickname, which also makes me thirsty for a Guinness-based drink for some reason.
Okay, I'm locked in.
It's football, right?
I was going to say, I somehow got one sports question and I'm out for the rest of the game.
You did your one?
One and done.
Yeah, well, that's even more than I was expecting, so.
Okay, yeah, so after some discussion, we're going to go ahead and lock in.
My thoughts were Dark and Stormy or Crown Float. I think Crown Float is Guinness and cider. I think Dark and Stormy has something in it. Past that point, I have nothing to offer.
Yeah, I'm not much of a drinker.
I couldn't even name a team
in the NFC North.
NFC North.
It's the Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions,
the Bears, okay.
The Green Bay Packers, and the Vikings. So those are the 4 teams. I don't know. None of these are coming to mind. I would think I would know, being in the NFC North, but
I expected better of you, Jeff. To be honest,
yeah,
I'm disappointed.
I expected better of me most games, but
it's a Guinness-based drink. I would think it's like mixed with something else.
Right.
I'd be inclined to say Dark and Stormy because I think that is a Guinness-based.
Okay.
Right.
We'll go Dark and Stormy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I initially I thought of the Irish car bomb, but I didn't think they would name the NFC North like a car bomb division. And I believe there's a drink called the Black and Tan, so I said Black and Tan.
Okay.
Yep, we kind of had the same reasoning. We thought about car bomb, but it didn't seem to make sense as a nickname. We went with Black and Tan. I did not know which teams were in the NFC North, so I thought maybe it was some of the black and gold
if it turns out it's the Bears and the Vikings, which are both our technical home teams.
But we went with Black and Tan.
Well, Black and Tan is very close. It's actually when you mix a Guinness with a Blue Moon, you get a black and blue. It's the black and blue division.
Oh.
Because after you play a team from there, you end up black and blue from bruises.
Just take a look at when Favre was in that championship game for the Vikings.
So when you mix a Guinness and a Blue Moon, is it disgusting or?
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Just
it depends
if
you put the orange in it, it's tolerable.
Okay.
If you only eat the orange and dump the beer out.
Yeah, and you get your vitamin C, so that's very important.
Got to prevent that scurvy.
All right, question 5 is a listener submitted question. If you have a listener submitted question, just send it over to trivialitypodcast@gmail.com. Just pick who you'd like to read it.
Matt and I were talking about this the other day. So a little advice on who to send it to. We've been getting questions that are in our own wheelhouse, and then we can read them and whatnot, but give us questions that we normally can't write.
Yeah.
We were just talking about, because I don't really know history, so send me history, but then
I
send
could
Matt.
use some film questions.
Yeah, so let's try that for a little while and see how it works.
Send me some potpourri.
Yeah. Just in general, potpourri, because it smells nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, question 5. So this is from Justin Hansen, so thank you, Justin. Designed in 1927 by inventor Edward Haas as a way to distribute his peppermint candy, what brand of iconic toy was originally advertised as a way to quit smoking?
I think we're in.
Okay, I am locked in.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, we're going to lock in 2.
Stacey, how do you feel about the Pez dispenser?
100%. That's what I wrote down as well.
Good.
So.
Then we are winning with the Pez dispenser.
Okay. And Neal?
Oh, I feel good. I wrote Pez dispenser.
Okay.
Pez dispenser.
And the answer is Pez dispenser.
Yay!
That is not correct.
Moving on to question 6. This show that premiered in 1997 may never have gotten to broadcast if the show's creators had not passed around the pilot episode as a Christmas card a few years prior.
Team Quick Draw is locked in.
Mm-hmm.
I have a guess for a show that I think premiered in 1997.
Okay, that works for me.
Yeah.
I'm not. 97 was a year I was alive for, but remember very little.
That's like what I'm trying to go off of.
I will lock in.
Wonderful, thank you.
Right, cool. So you had mentioned.
I mean, I'm just thinking time frame 97. Is that around when like Everybody Loves Raymond, King of Queens type sitcoms were?
I think that was around the right time.
Presumably passed around the pilot as a Christmas card. Is
Yeah.
it clue? I mean, that can't be literal.
I'm trying to figure out what that means, but
I will say as a digital Christmas card, if
Yeah.
that helps at all.
I'm
Okay.
still good with Raymond.
I
That was the
think-
right time period.
I'm good with Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay.
I don't think I'll come up with anything better than that.
All right, we're gonna lock with Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, I just locked in with an incorrect answer, I believe, of Frasier.
Okay.
So I believe I started grade 9 in 97, so I have a bit of a reference point, and I think that was the year that 70s show started, and the pass around made me think about them smoking weed and passing it around.
That is genius, if it's right.
So that's what I went with.
Well, the pilot episode was Jesus versus Santa. It was made entirely
South Park.
with cardboard and cutout, and it was South Park.
Oh.
Oh.
So yes, no points for anybody.
I still love
Dang
their
it.
answer and stand by it.
Yeah, that semi-show, good show though.
That was a really good reasoning there,
Yeah, good
Stacey.
logic behind that.
All right, so just recapping the score really quick. Cruel Summer has 30 points. What'd you guys settle on? The Regulators?
The Regulators.
You guys also have 20 points? And Quick Draw over there has 20 points.
Yeah, and since the Regulators and Quick Draw both have 20 points, trade line is open for the next 5. Just saying it. Let's do this. I'll go on Stacey's team, and then if we do better than 20, then I'll stay on the team. If we do worse than 20, then I'll leave and go back to Quick Draw.
If you really need a teammate, I don't care. I'm here for the fun of the game.
It's a
Neal.
triviality first. We have 2 great guests here. Let's just try something.
All right, trade.
All right.
Trade deadline.
Trade shenanigans.
Trade deadline acquisition.
It fits Matt's sports motif.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to move on to question 7. In 1962, Crayola renamed one of their crayons Peach, changing it from this name. It was the first time they changed a name.
I'm locked in.
I think if they lock in, I think I have a line on this, Stacey.
I'm so torn. I'm like 50-50.
I feel like
I thought you were going to say you're like Natalie.
I would
Imbruglia.
say because it is more
nothing's
targeted
right.
to children, I don't know if they would do that.
Okay.
So
That's a good
I'm more
good
comfortable
thought.
with
Okay.
that.
We are in.
So, Stacey, the line of thinking that I have is that it was something like flesh or skin.
Yeah, 100%. I was actually impressed that it was 1962. I would have assumed it was much later
Yeah, me.
for
yeah,
them
me
to
too.
realize that would be inappropriate.
Which one do you like better? I don't know how specific he wants us to be, but
All right, I'm going flesh.
okay. So we're gonna lock in with flesh, Buffalo Bill's favorite crayon.
All right. New Quick Draw.
Yeah, I went skin, assuming that they were being unintentionally racist.
Okay.
So we were thinking between flesh and nude.
Yeah, I
And then-
thought targeting towards children, I don't know that they would have nude as the title. So we did go with flesh, even though it's
Which is still weird, but
a weird
Yeah.
name, but
Well, the answer is flesh.
all
Nice.
right.
All right.
good work, Ken.
Team Regulators off to a great start.
Halfway there to leaving Jeff as a bench warmer.
Regulators 2.0.
Yeah, right.
I have a good feeling that Neal's going to know this one too. Question 8. Even though he's from Chicago, Steve Urkel would have fit right in Wisconsin, with this dance being the official dance of the state.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
We're locked in too.
All right. Anything on this one, Stacey?
I don't know. Square dance? I don't think I have any inroad in it.
I know. I'm trying to remember now. When he said I would know it, and then I got nervous.
I'm going to do that before every question.
But I just stopped listening because I was like, well, Neal's got this.
Yeah.
I know, and see that's all the pressure. So it's basically what dance did Urkel do on Family Matters? I know what it looks like. It looks like the Pee Wee dance. The Pee Wee Herman dance. Sorry.
Can you do an example? Can you show me what it looks like?
I'm pretty sure. Yes.
Sherry.
Where are we recording this? Yeah, let me just get my phone real quick.
I'm trying to remember.
For the audience, Neal is standing up and doing the Urkel dance.
Something with cheese, maybe, or
Can I cheese?
trying to think of a Wisconsin thing, milk pack. Or no.
It's a very Wisconsin-heavy episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with that?
I was driving by the Mars Cheese Castle and I was inspired.
Okay, we're just gonna go with cheese.
Sure.
All right, locking in with cheese.
The old cheese dance.
Regulator Jeff.
I'm quick draw now.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
Quick draw.
I got traded.
It's too confusing.
at the deadline. No, he plays the accordion, and there's a heavy German population in Wisconsin, so it's got to be the polka.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. We also said polka.
Polka it is.
I'm sorry, I forgot he played the accordion. That was my bad.
Oh, me too. That was gettable.
I know it was gettable.
All right, question 9. A little bit of history.
Unforced error by Neal.
folded under the pressure because I said he might know it. What a problem.
Do it for the rest of these.
Question 9. Neal will not know this one. What famous 11th century battle is the Bayeux Tapestry depicting? According to the conservator of the tapestry, the Bayeux Tapestry is one of the supreme achievements of the Norman Romanesque.
I could probably lock in.
I trust you implicitly. I don't need to talk to you like Jeff does. That's why I'm a better
I'm
teammate.
doing Neal's run through the alphabet to see if anything else
What's
jumps
a battle?
Well, I like that that's a thing that you remember. That was sweet.
Well, I was already doing it and thought that was just normal, and then they like specifically
not
called
normal.
you out on it, and I was like, oh.
I always do it.
I
I yelled
constantly.
You know this one, Jeff?
No.
The thing is, I
No.
can't come up with another battle.
Yeah.
at. All right, team quick draw. What do you got?
I'm just going to tap out.
And I'm thinking like
All
full
right.
wars, not specific battles.
All right, so Jeff has no answer. What did you guys have?
Stacey, what did we have?
Okay. When I think of 11th century battles, and you mentioned Norman conquest, so it would be the Battle of Hastings in 1066.
All right.
Wow, that was a lot of detail. We just said Thermopylae.
It is the Battle of Hastings.
Ooh.
Nice. Good
William the
work.
Conqueror.
Good job.
Good job.
I can't believe Stacey didn't know that I have a tattoo of the Battle of Hastings on my back. Just glad
That's
she
how
knew.
I knew it. That's why I said I'll lock in.
Oh, she checks out my Instagram. It's fine.
That's what
She knows.
Good assist by Neal.
Question 10.
Gets a point for that.
The Novacek is a pattern that is trademarked by this high-end fashion house.
I don't think that
I'm
qualifies.
just taking a stab
No.
at like one at like 20 high-end fashion
I would
houses
like
can
when I
think
think high end.
But I mean, if you smoke like I smoke, you've
I
got to step to this.
Yeah, so I'm thinking like
Stacey, what are you thinking over there?
The only fashion that I can think of that has like a signature pattern is Burberry, like their.
Yeah, Burberry was the
plaid?
first. Yeah, that was the first thing I wrote down, mostly because of my resentment that I can't afford their scarves.
Yeah, their stuff is pretty sweet.
But I do love Burberry. Looks really cool. Yeah, so Burberry, I mean, I wrote down like Gucci and Louis Vuitton and Prada, but I'm trying to remember. The only other one I can think of is Coach, because they have the two C's
CCs.
that intersect, and they always put those on their purses.
I also like Louis Vuitton because they have that signature. Like all of their luggage is made of that same.
Oh, it's got like the LV, right?
Yeah.
New stretch goal, Burberry suits all around.
Yeah, Burberry suits. Well, you know what? And the reason I like that is Burberry, I feel like, is a type of fashion, but I feel like Louis Vuitton lends itself to be called a fashion house because it's been around for so long.
Yeah, I like Louis Vuitton better. Let's do that.
All right. We'll lock in with that.
Well, initially I had drawn the that ugly pattern that's on the Vera Bradley purses.
which I
No
thought
offense
was
to anybody who
paisley.
likes those, but
Maybe it was a little unclear what was doodled.
Definitely not high fashion.
Yeah, that was our discussion. We talked about similarly Prada, Gucci, Chanel, and eventually we also thought about Louis Vuitton and their. I don't even know what exactly to call that signature pattern, but it could possibly be trademarked the Novacek. So we locked in Louis Vuitton.
Okay.
Same here. I said Louis Vuitton.
Oh, we should make a stretch goal for those Novacek suits. It is Burberry.
Oh.
Ah, dang it.
Yeah, as soon as you said Burberry, I was like, oh yeah, that's it. That's the one.
All right, going into the swing round, we have Team Cruel Summer with 50, Team Quick Draw with 30, and the Regulators with 40. So it's a very close game.
and the Regulators is going to stay
It's
Stacey
fluctuating.
and Neal.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, just because we did better than Quick Draw that first round. So
I'm just glad to hear that I wasn't booted off because we did the same going solo.
Yeah, it's usually not how that'll work.
Yeah, Neal's like, I want Jeff. You're like, whoa. It's really rude.
We love our guests. That's what we're getting at. All right. Today's swing round is a little bit different than how we usually do them. Going back to 1992, there have been 27 winners of the MTV Movie Awards Movie of the Year. Using 10 guesses, I need you to name as many as possible. Twist on this round, you can name less, and if they're all correct, you will double your score. If you get one wrong, though, you just get 5 points for each of them right. So if you're sure on less than them, you can name less than the 10, and then you'll actually double your score.
Oh, interesting.
okay, so there's no clues. We're just naming him.
Yep, it goes back from 1992 to 2018. All right, everybody is locked in with their lists, and let's hear them. We'll start with Jeff. Jeff, what's a movie on your list?
All right, you're gonna see a theme for some of these. It's based solely on the fact that I recently was looking up Jim Carrey trivia, and fun fact, he has more MTV Movie Awards than any other person with 9. So I just wrote a bunch of Jim Carrey movies. So we'll start there. So I said The Mask.
The Mask is not on the list.
Good start.
All right, Stacey and Neal.
We had T2 the Terminator.
1992 T2 Judgment Day.
Nice.
We started out with Hunger Games.
Which Hunger Games?
1.
First one.
I believe that's Catching Fire, and that was 2014.
Catching Fire's number 2.
Number 2.
Oh, then.
So, no.
So no, that is incorrect.
They can't just be vague, like in the
No,
canon.
because you would get very many of these right. Just like this one. You'll
Okay,
notice a
well,
theme too with
we
some of
request.
these.
Oh yeah.
Jeff, what Jim Carrey movie did you put next?
The Truman Show.
That the Truman Show is not on the list.
That's prime MTV.
Your bold
viewers.
strategy is
Yeah.
not
Quick
fair.
draw.
I'm doing Eternal Sunshine next. Spoilers.
Stacy, what'd you say next?
We said Titanic.
1998 Titanic.
We had that
Also
one as
had
well.
Titanic
Titanic.
also as well. All right. And then you guys?
We did Twilight, the first one.
Twilight 2009.
We had that as well.
I have that.
All right. Points for everyone there.
So we did all Jim Carrey and
And all
Twilight.
Twilight movies.
All right. Jeff, what's the next one on your list?
I said we'll go back to Jim Carrey. I said Bruce Almighty.
No Bruce Almighty here. Stacy?
We had Black Panther.
Black Panther 2018.
Yeah, should have remembered that.
Yeah. We, in sticking with movies that are from books, we did the first Harry Potter.
There is no Harry Potter on the list.
Ooh, good thing we didn't go with that, Stacey.
That was a risk.
You.
Jeff?
I said Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura not on the list. Neal and Stacy.
This one, we just figured it would be on the list, and we weren't sure if it was the first, second, or third one, but we just, for easy sake, we went The Fellowship of the Ring.
2002 Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
Should have thought about that. Neil hates that franchise.
All right, next we went with Avengers.
The Avengers 2013.
I had that one.
Jeff had that one too?
Mhm.
All right. Jeff, what's next on your list?
I'll go back. Ace Ventura 2.
Also not on the
What's the
list.
subtitle?
It's When Nature
It
Calls.
went-
Yeah. Because the original one's Pet Detective.
Mhm.
Yep.
Stacy and Neal.
Yeah, along the same train, we thought of big franchises, and we know the most recent Star Wars franchise. I remember J.J. Abrams holding up the golden popcorn, and I'm just hoping it's the first one, which he directed, which would be Force Awakens.
2016 The Force Awakens.
We
We
also
also-
had that.
All right. Ken and Summer?
We did Avatar.
Avatar is not on the list.
You're kidding.
What?
That's rising.
What year was Avatar?
2007? No, 8?
No,
9?
somewhere around
Somewhere around there. As Arnold Schwarzenegger calls it, Avada.
there. Jeff?
I'm going to go back to Twilight. I'm going to go Breaking Dawn Part 1.
Breaking Dawn Part 1,
Oh,
2012.
you gotta be
Wow.
kidding me.
What?
Well, I can cross another one off my list because our next one was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, Guardians of the Galaxy not on the list.
Oh.
Neal and Stacy?
So for our final pick, we actually went conservative and trying to get the bonus points. We are hoping that this last one is on it. We said The Matrix.
The Matrix in the year 2000.
Awesome.
I should have thought about that one. I can
Yeah.
kind of remember that.
So your list is done. How many did you have?
5, 10,
7.
Yeah, 7.
So 35, and you're doubling that, so you'll be getting 70 points for this mid-round.
Nice work.
We had 2 left on our list.
Okay.
Gladiator and Dark Knight.
All right, Gladiator 2001. Dark Knight did not win.
Oh, that's
Oh,
surprising.
that's a shame.
Oh, that is surprising.
Over Gladiator. I mean, Gladiator got it over that.
And Jeff, do you have anything left on
I
your
do.
list?
5?
I have Twilight, Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Breaking Dawn Part 2 did not win. I believe the Avengers won that year.
And I also have Twilight Eclipse to get all of the Twilight movies.
Twilight Eclipse was 2011. You did forget New Moon, which was 2010.
I thought that was the first one I said, Twilight.
There's 2 of them.
No, it's Twilight, New Moon,
Yeah.
Okay, there's 5 movies?
Yes, there
Yes.
are. There's 2
Okay,
Breaking
Breaking
That's
Dawn,
right.
Part 1 and Part
Okay.
2.
All right. The ones that we missed, we'll go through these quickly. 1993, A Few Good Men. 1994, Menace to Society. 95, Pulp Fiction. 96, Seven. 1997, Scream. 1999, There's Something About Mary. 2003, The Two Towers, Lord of the Rings. 2004, The Return of the King, Lord of the Rings.
Swept.
2005, Napoleon Dynamite. 2006, Wedding Crashers. 2007, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. 2008,
Ew.
Transformers.
Over Dark Knight.
Yes. Hunger Games Catching Fire. The Fault in Our Stars, which we all saw in the theater, I'm sure.
John Green makes me cry.
And 2017, Beauty and the Beast.
If I'm honest, I was pretty sure
flick.
about Twilight because I remember thinking that the movies were not great. But, people do.
All right, after that swing round, the regulators adding 70 by going conservative and doubling their score, getting up to 110.
Stacey backed the right pony.
Team Quick Draw adding 20 to get to 50, and Team Cruel Summer adding 25 to get to 75.
All right.
Scores
Still
look a little better, so. All right, you guys ready for round 2?
Yeah, let's
Yes.
rock and roll.
All right. At one point in truce discussions between these two nations, they had to call a special meeting to discuss the size of the flags each side could bring to the meeting, as they had kept getting bigger each day in an effort to upstage the other.
So this does seem like an old-timey sort of prank to me, so I like your answer, Summer.
Okay.
So we'll lock in.
So, Matt, just to confirm, you want the nations?
Yes.
Okay, so Stacey, I could be wrong, but I get a lot of my news from Twitter, and I remember, I think, seeing something about Trump and Kim Jong-un, their people calling each other back and forth, saying they wanted the flags to be bigger, and it kept getting bigger, and that's why when they met, there's like so many flags all over the place. But I'm not sure. Yeah.
That seems like something ridiculous that both those two individuals would do, so I support that.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna lock in.
So
North
U.S.
Korea?
and North Korea?
Yes. Yeah. U.S. and North Korea.
Yeah, I agree with that. I said U.S. and North Korea.
Well, we did not spot this news story clearly.
We went very opposite.
Yeah, we went old-timey and went with England and France.
As the Mad King George says in Hamilton, now I'm fighting with France and with Spain. So we did England and France.
So the answer I have is North and South Korea. And this was in their joint security area. It's sometimes called the Truce Village. It's a very small room. The only place
In the
that
DMZ, yeah.
it's the only place that they'll meet face to face. And they were running out of space in the room because people kept bringing in bigger and bigger flags. So they had, yeah.
We had half the right countries, Neal.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry, Stacey. It seemed like a North Korea.
I think.
Don't apologize. I was fully supporting of that.
I think what you and I misremember is the fact that North Korea and the U.S. kept like moving their flags forward or backwards, so that in the depth of field they would like North Korea's flag would seem larger.
Yeah.
There were flag shenanigans, which, if we get any comments or letters about it, I'm aware that there were flag shenanigans between North Korea and the U.S. So there you go. Moving on to question 2. What is Dennis the Menace's last name? No relation to the jazz swingman who'd really like you to refer to him as Spida.
Oh, jazz, like Utah jazz. I was thinking like
Yeah.
swinging time
Like
jazz.
Jazz swingman.
Yeah.
Duke
Sorry.
Ellington.
Utah jazz swingman.
And you said Spida?
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Spida.
Okay, we are in. Thanks to Summer.
Well, let's not thank me yet.
Jeff, you're in?
Yep.
Okay, so this is what I'm thinking, Stacey. I'm trying to think of famous Utah Jazz players, and obviously the big three are Karl Malone, John Stockton. The Webb, or I mean the Spida clue makes me think of, I think Spud Webb. He was a basketball player. I don't know if he was on the Jazz. So I don't know if Webb would be a good last name. But John Stockton, I don't know if they called him Spida. He was very like elusive. It just doesn't seem like a nickname they would give him though.
I don't know. Malone?
Okay.
Malone?
Yeah, we'll go Malone. Dennis Malone.
All right, locked in with Dennis Malone. Jeff?
I too am employing the Karl Malone strategy here of just taking all of the shots. So I said Karl Malone.
Okay.
We were about to go with Malone, but Summer said.
Yeah, I mean, we went through the 3 of Hornacek, Stockton, and Malone. We went with Stockton, just assuming that perhaps Malone wasn't it in various discussions here in the studio. So we did Stockton.
All right. Well, this is a current player, so no points
Okay,
for
well.
anybody.
Oh, great.
He was in running for Rookie of the Year last year. Goes by Donovan Spida Mitchell. Last name is Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Which in this room I probably should have gone with a Trubisky clue instead. So
Probably.
Could you please?
Got to read the room.
That's all right.
that's okay.
We have out-of-town guests.
Yeah, from possibly Salt Lake City. All right, question 3. LD50 is the lethal dose of a chemical that will kill 50% of a test group. What is the LD50 of coffee, given one coffee equals approximately 8 ounces, and the numbers are based on the median average of a 165-pound person. So how many cups of coffee will kill approximately 50% of a test group? And I'm going to give you within...
Is Neal part of the test group? Or
I do drink a lot of coffee.
Oh, yes. Within 15%.
I thought I heard this study, but
Okay.
we're going to go ahead and lock in.
Okay.
All right. What's your gut telling you as far as like how many 8-ounce cups of coffee do you think would take to kill half the amount or the population of the test group or whatever?
100? I don't know. That seems low. I don't know. I have no reference point. I feel like
Well, I'm trying to think. So 8 ounces of coffee. I can't remember if it's, it might be like 32 milligrams of caffeine per cup of coffee, roughly. It's either 32 or 60. I can't remember. So if you think about...
Matt's shaking his
No,
head.
because he's not. This isn't going to go anywhere. He's like, oh, you got to carry the
now
water.
how much caffeine does it take?
Neal-
What's
Neal-
the half-life of
When it's
caffeine?
diluted by 7 in your bloodstream. you
Add
gotta-
6% income tax.
Neal plus math is usually not a good thing.
Pick a number.
Okay, so we have 8 ounces.
Yep.
So
That was in the clue.
how about... you said it would kill half the amount of people?
Mhm.
All right, I'm thinking between 18 cups of coffee and 27 cups of coffee.
oh, I say 27.
Okay, we're going to lock in with 27.
Okay. Jeff?
Hey, Matt, what's the lethality of Mudvayne? But weirdly, based on Katherine Heigl, and I also went 27.
Okay.
Interesting. We went 50.
You guys are all a little low. Stacey, what did you say originally you were thinking?
100.
Well, the answer is 118 with an acceptable range of 100 to 135.7. So yeah, you'd have to drink a lot of coffee to coffee yourself to death.
Neal's halfway there.
I'm always halfway there.
All right. Next is question 5, right?
Dirty secret. Starbucks doesn't want you to know.
That's right.
Oh yeah, I did right then. That would actually cost approximately $250 at Starbucks if you were.
Oh, I spend that in about a month.
Yeah. But you would get so many points and free stars.
How quickly would you have to drink that?
I mean, it's instant, so it's not like necessarily
I
possible.
was gonna say, is this like eat,
Yeah.
11 bananas in one
I
sitting
believe
and
it's
become temporarily
like
paralyzed?
13 shots of alcohol.
Do you eat
or
11
vodka or
bananas in
whatever
one
it is.
sitting?
I do not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there's like that
It's a lot of
saying where
potassium, right?
if you
Yeah.
eat a certain amount, you become temporarily paralyzed because of an overdose of potassium.
How
But,
many
like,
bananas do you have to eat to be permanently paralyzed?
It's
Well,
the
it'll
LD50
kill
of
you. But
bananas.
That's what
define
I'm saying.
temporarily.
How
like
many?
Is this, I don't know.
So instead of lethal,
27.
Death wish over there.
so what you're saying is instead of lethal injection, we should
You'd
just
be
make
mildly
someone
radioactive.
Eat
11
a
bananas.
lot of bananas.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to know what's temporary.
on.
Like, do you sit here for 45 minutes?
So your
or...
sodium potassium pumps revive.
Yeah, right.
All right. So for this round, I have 2 question 5 listener submitted questions. First one coming from old friend David Raffetto. Thank you for continuously always sending us questions. We appreciate it. This one, I believe Ken will get, and I don't have a lot of faith in other people.
Hooray.
Hey.
I love my teammate.
Yay, me.
What post-hardcore band fronted by Daryl Palumbo shares its name with a boxing term?
Do you like post-hardcore, Stacey?
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
She's more of
I
pre-hardcore.
was going to say, can you give
I'm-
me
yeah.
It's a lot of screaming
What's
and
an
loud
example
guitars.
of a post-hardcore
How
band?
dare you?
I've seen the guy. I've seen this band. They opened for Circus Survive at House of Blues. Right?
Yes.
What the were they called? I saw them.
I hung out with them. They're nice guys.
I would like this band, Matt, right?
Oh my God, it's Attack,
Maybe.
isn't it?
Yeah. Crapcore.
Stickly.
Yes. Write to me, Stickly, P.O. Box 963.
Do it. Do what they do in boxing. Tap out.
Oh. You're going to be greasy fast. You're going to be lightning, crap and thunder.
What was the line from Parks and Rec that's really great? The insult about $1 Million Baby?
Oh, every time
It's
you
like
watch
something-
Million Dollar Baby, you're the
that's
kind of
not
person
right.
who roots for the
It's
stool.
like-
Yeah. it's such a bad burn.
Shugna.
Methuselah?
All right,
Methuselah.
we're out. We're done.
You're tapping?
You giving up?
All right, so what terms do you have, Stacey? And I'll just say mine. We'll see if it sticks.
Okay. Below the belt,
Okay.
rope-a-dope, and on the ropes.
Rope-a-dope on the rope below
I can see On the Ropes is an emo band.
below the
I
belt.
can see
Something
that.
below seems like close to me. I wrote Uppercut, which kind of sounds like
Send the Pain Below. That's Chevelle.
a post-hardcore band.
It's pretty hardcore.
I have Left Hook, Right Hook. Knuckle Puck is not, but they're a band. Yeah, I'll let you pick whatever one you think out of those.
Oh God, what did you just say?
I said either like Uppercut or.
I like Uppercut.
Uppercut. Okay. We're locked in.
Jeffrey.
I picked a different metal band. I said Throwdown.
Okay.
It's not Throwdown.
It is not Throwdown.
And their album Haymaker.
And you tapped out?
Something like Prize Fighter or...
Prize Fighter is another band, but not right. Or Prize Fighter Inferno, I think. But the answer is Glassjaw.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I was going to say that. No
Well,
way.
well, that
I didn't know they were a
Alright, that's
band.
not the band I was thinking of.
Oh. So you were thinking all that time for nothing, huh?
Yeah.
Because you alluded to Glassjaw before.
I
so
talk
was
about
wondering-
Glassjaw all the time.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was going to be another Glassjaw reference, but I didn't realize they were a band. So
Well, but thank you, David Raffetto, for that question. I enjoyed it
Thank you indeed.
immensely.
I
Thank you,
enjoyed
David.
it too. I do like Glassjaw. Just for the record, I was not thinking of Glassjaw.
For the record, I've never heard of them, so I
Oh.
could have been no help.
Yeah, everybody search out their albums, I guess. Or
Yeah.
don't. I don't know.
If you
I don't
like
care.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, if you're into that. All right. This next question, 5, is from Tim Bean from Pinehurst, North Carolina. Thank you, Tim. This man-made object has voyaged through the solar system and recently interstellar space since its launch date on September 5th, 1977. Traveling at 11 miles per second, it is roughly 13 billion miles from our planet, making it the most distant spacecraft from Earth. What is the name of this spacecraft?
Okay, we're locked in.
Okay.
Anything, Stacey?
No.
Hmm.
Space. It's a bit of a void for me.
It is.
Kind of a void for...
For everyone.
Is there? Do you think it could be like a satellite or like a telescope? Maybe.
the Spud Webb Space Telescope. 2 people will appreciate that joke.
I'm trying to think like
Maybe.
if something they sent up in the 70s that's out there that maybe taking pictures or just orbiting. I'm just trying to think.
I'm sorry. I'm just going to be guessing a word. I can't. I have nothing to grasp.
Okay. What's your word guess?
I'm sorry. Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you
Like
just don't have
Gemini
any?
or
Gemini?
just pick something.
Yeah, Gemini. Gemini
I
sounds
feel
pretty
like
cool.
I think that's actually something.
Yeah,
So,
I like it.
It is. It was the 2 manned missions that they did before
yeah,
Apollo.
that's what I'm meaning. Like I doubt they would reuse it, but we aren't going to pull anything better.
Yeah.
Capricorn.
Yeah, I'm a Capricorn. We'll be Capricorn too.
Okay. Well,
Capricorn
you said Voyage in the question, and it kind of threw me off because I thought it was called Voyager, and we're going to go with Voyager.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe it's Voyager 2.
The answer is Voyager 1.
Is it?
And I'm going to give
Ooh.
credit to Ken and Summer.
Just because you were cocky.
Question 6. Supermodel Stephanie Seymour played the bride in the music video for this 80s band. Hopefully the weather didn't make it a rough shoot.
I have this one for sure. Stacey.
I'm pretty sure I know it too, but
Actually, well, we can talk it out
you
then.
lock in.
No,
you
no,
lock
that's
in.
okay.
Lock in, go ahead.
Yeah, we are pretty confident it's November Rain, so it'll be Guns N' Roses.
Okay.
Yeah, yep. November Rain, Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, I didn't know this one.
All right. The answer is Guns N' Roses.
All right, back on the board,
Back
Stacey.
on the board. All right. Here's one I think that everyone's going to get. In 2017, Tom Brady utilized the TB12 method to become the oldest man to win the NFL MVP award. Which NBA superstar was able to deliver an outstanding performance in his age 35 season to become the oldest player to win the NBA MVP?
Well, despite
I think I'm locked in.
huge hint, this graphic also displayed during the Bears game that we were all watching together last night, I'm pretty sure, didn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to talk
seems
to my
pretty familiar.
teammate about it, though.
Okay.
So you're locked in?
Yeah, we're locked in.
So, Stacey, I know earlier before we recorded, you were talking about your favorite NBA star, because you don't really watch NBA, but you said your favorite NBA star was known as the mailman, which I think is his clue he's alluding to.
Yes. Yes. Karl Malone.
There it is. She got Carl. We're going to go with Karl Malone on that one.
All right.
For those not in the studio, Matt actually winked when he said delivered and pulled out a parcel from his mailbag.
Yes. And I unzipped my hoodie, revealing my Mr. Zip shirt. It was,
You've been holding that mailbag for a year and a half, and I've been waiting for you to use it in a question.
yes. So,
Also put Karl Malone.
yeah. The answer is Karl Malone. Great job,
35, you
everyone.
say?
35. Yeah. It's surprising. I feel old.
Well, and it is crazy because Tom Brady was 40 and Barry Bonds was 40 when he won the MLB MVP. So in basketball, pretty much after 35, you're pretty much.
I feel like the hockey guy's like Herb or something. Herb.
It was like from 1923. So yeah.
You play a little hockey, do you? You see?
Yeah, shoot a little puck, huh? All right, question 8. The Economist magazine releases a special index that is used to measure the purchasing power parity between nations using the price of what jingle-worthy food item as the benchmark.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
All right. So, Stacey, usually on my free time when I'm driving, I often think about purchasing power parity. But today I'm on a blank. So what are you thinking?
We all know it's me.
I'm quite certain it's a Big Mac index.
Oh, yeah.
The jingle being this special sauce.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
Blah, blah, blah,
that
blah.
totally sounds right. I've seen movies where they all go, oh, Big Mac index. That's the only way I'm getting to that question.
Say the Big Mac index.
Apparently, yeah. This whole night it's all 1927 here. Yeah, I'm fine to lock that in if that's good with you.
Okay. Sure.
All right. We're going to call that the BMI, Big Mac Index.
You shouldn't.
That
would be the body mass index.
I'm just saying that's what I call it.
Heavily correlated with a Big Mac.
Might go hand in hand.
Look, when I talk about purchasing power parity, I go, yo, give me that BMI.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't. I'm also loving this answer. I said the Big Mac.
Well, I absolutely insisted that we go with Hot Pockets.
And the answer is the Big Mac Index.
Yes. Nice job, Stacey.
Basically comparing how much it would cost to buy a Big Mac across countries.
That was worth it for the.
Yeah, I thought so.
How many Big Macs have you had across country? Any or?
Can't say I've had any
Okay.
actually.
It's a shame.
It's not what I seek out on my
She's going for a
international
hike,
travels.
so
You gotta clog the arteries first.
I fuel my hikes with Big Macs.
All right. Question 9, a little more straightforward here. What is the accepted rhyme scheme of a limerick?
I'm pretty
But I-
sure about
Okay.
this.
Okay.
I'm locked in.
How are we supposed to answer this? Is there like a
In a
number?
pattern.
A pattern?
I think I have an idea.
Okay, yeah, that's what me too. Are you guys locked in?
Yes.
I'm locked
Okay,
in.
what are you thinking?
I think it's AABBA.
Okay, that's kind of what I was thinking too. So I was thinking like, yeah, there once was a car that lived in a bar. There was a guy named Silly.
Wow.
I can't go any further.
There once was a man from Nantucket who
There you
lived
go.
his whole life in a bucket.
That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Then what
hold
happens?
on.
I'm
Stuck
fine
in
with
his
that.
thumb, pulled out
Then
a
what
plum, and then
Tell
he
me
just
more
said,
Yeah. So you're saying it's
There you go.
Yeah.
Do you know
A-
I never knew what happened to the man
Oh, I
from
thought it was
Nantucket?
way dirtier.
No, because I always stopped, and then I didn't
Oh
know
my
what
God.
happened to him, and now I do, so I feel a lot better.
"What happened to the man from Nantucket?" That's what we need to know.
So we'll lock in with AABBA, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I went Sega cheat code AABBA.
Mm-hmm.
And I selected my favorite Swedish band and added an A in front of it as well.
And the answer is AABBA.
Yeah.
And then I write a funny limerick tomorrow, and then I never did. So I apologize.
I like Matt's got like show notes for like jokes now. I don't know who he thinks he is.
That
but
was a fail. All right.
There once were 4 guys who host. Trivia they
One
most
of them-
likely boast.
I say, or one of them had the most.
They had a few guests who put them to the test, and then
yes.
they
This-
They
fled
went
for
and
the
ate
coast.
toast.
They
Yeah.
went and ate toast.
All right, that works
Well,
too.
Yeah.
They
Great.
fled for the coast.
That was
ate
all
toast.
Stacey.
We're the cream of the crop rhymes.
Yeah, if only. Question 10. This is the Latin phrase for reverse order, and it's also a 1988 film starring a judge.
Because it's Judge Reinhold, isn't it?
That's what I'm literally writing down. Judge Reinhold?
I wanted to,
Question mark?
I just looked at Matt and I was just gonna go, my name is Judge.
I literally was like,
knew 100%.
is that his joke?
Well, I don't know any Judge Reinhold
My
movies
name is
besides
Judge.
Mock trial with
Ridgemont
Judge
High and-
Reinhold.
Santa Claus.
I was going to say the Santa Claus.
William
Reverse order.
All right, we're locked
you're-
in
if
unless
you're
Summer
okay-
comes up with something.
Okay, you're locked in. Okay. Are you locked in?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
good.
I believe the 88 film, it's starring Judge Reinhold. That's his clue. I think it's vice versa. Does that sound right?
That means reverse order. That
Okay.
makes sense.
All right, we're going to lock in with vice versa.
All right. Jeff?
I went with the classic mock trial with Jay Reinhold.
All right. That is not correct.
Ken wrote down the classic Reverso, which I decided to go with something that's at least Latin, and we said Sic Semper Tyrannis.
Death to tyrants.
Huh. The answer is vice versa.
I thought it was a priori.
Yeah, that's where he switches.
not at all.
It's a
We love
freaky,
Judge
it's
Reinhold.
a Freaky Friday type movie.
With Fred Savage?
Yeah.
Right?
As chronicled on Movieality.
That's right. That's correct. Which will be coming back at some
Which
point.
is on hold.
Yeah, it's on hold.
Hiatus.
Got a little busy.
All right. Going into the final, we have the regulators at 160, Team Quick Draw at 80, and Team Cruel Summer with 115. All right. So before we get into the final, we wanted to thank our Patreons, especially Summer and Stacey being in studio reminded us that we wanted to thank all of our patrons. And Jeff, why don't you tell people how they can become patrons?
Well, you can support the show directly for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
$1 a day.
I'm so proud of you for not saying that.
If you are interested in some of the bonuses and perks that we have over on that site and you'd like to support us, we would be very much appreciative of that. And again, that is patreon.com/trivialitypodcast.
Yeah, just to add, if you're at the United States champion or higher, one thing that people haven't been sending in is you can send in a rules breakdown. So if you want to get a script from us, just like our rules guy, you can record your own version of it any way you want. It could be with music, without music. It could be a poem. It could be a limerick. It doesn't really matter. Just record that. Let us know, and we'll air it on the show.
Yeah,
You know,
send us your best limericks.
Even though we love Rules Guy, we have no problem bumping him for
Yeah.
your individual rules.
Bump them right out of the green room.
The other thing I forgot about is we have t-shirts now, which means if you're also a supporter at that level, you get discounts on swag. So
That's true. Yeah. Just reach out to us, or it'll be posted somewhere because this is recorded in the past. So
it'll
we're
be
not
in the show notes, or you can go with link on our website.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. I'll tell you the categories. You will wager between 0 and 30 up to the points you have. The first category, that's gotta be Kane. Category 2, and that's the bottom line. Category 3, you will never forget the name Gold Dust. Yes, I'm doing it. Category 4, know your role and shut your mouth.
There you go.
Category 5, I am the game. All right, the wagers are locked in. You guys ready for the questions?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Verbal confirmation.
Yes,
Exit
that's
row.
all I'm asking for.
Exit row rules.
Yes.
All right. In category 1, that's got to be Kane. There were 3 sleds made for Citizen Kane, 2 of which burned up during filming. Which famous director outdueled his competition to purchase the remaining one at auction in 1986 for just over $60,000? All right. In category 2, and that's the bottom line, U.S. law requires businesses that release financial statements to the public and companies that are publicly traded on stock exchanges and indexes to follow GAAP guidelines. What does GAAP stand for? In category 3, you'll never forget the name Gold Dust. The gold standard in space measurement, this unit is roughly the distance from the Earth to the Sun. In category 4, know your role and shut your mouth. This is the term for the leading female singer in an opera, and also a term that may have been associated with each of the guys in the studio. Category 5, I am the game. In video games, when a character is seen as overpowered, the developers will sometimes update the game with a patch making the character less dominating. This is often referred to in the community as this word, which usually makes me think of John Elway throwing 100-yard bombs. All right, looks like all the answers are locked in, so let's get some of those answers. Category 1, who was that famous director, Jeff?
I wagered 10 points on this one, and I'm pretty sure I've heard this before. I believe it's Steven Spielberg.
Mm-hmm.
So team regulators, we wagered 5. I tried my best to pretend I didn't know the answer, but I did. And that would be Steven Spielberg, who owns the Rosebud Sled.
Yep. We bet 20. I thought this sounded like something Martin Scorsese would do because he's so interested in old film and film preservation. But Summer caught the word duel in the question, and we went with Steven Spielberg.
I thought you could tell like immediately when Neal's like, oh, I don't have it, that he was full of crap.
It's really hard to write Spielberg questions in this room and not have Neal know it immediately. But all right. So moving on to question 2, and that's the bottom line. What are the GAAP guidelines, Jeff?
I think that's generally accepted accounting practices.
All right. And how much did you wager?
I wagered 10.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds really good. We wagered 5. and we went with gross annual accrued profit.
And we also wagered in Oakland 5, and we went with...
Yeah, we did something eerily similar to that. We said gross annual accumulated profit.
Ooh. So the answer is the generally accepted accounting principles.
Yeah.
I guess
I wondered
when,
about that.
guidelines was a key word we
Yes.
did not
Somebody
write down.
works at a bank.
Somebody does work at a bank.
Yeah. Question 3 in gold dust. What is that measurement, Jeff?
Yep. Hope I'm the only one who gets this. So the distance between the Earth and the Sun is generally known as an astronomical unit. Gold dust is the hint there. AU is the abbreviation.
We wagered 5, and we weren't really certain and went with parsec.
Okay.
And we wagered in Oakland 5. I knew the distance, but not the term. She said, what's that thing from Star Wars that they said was a unit of time, but it's actually a measurement? And I said
light year?
parsec. So we went with parsec.
And the answer is the astronomical unit, with gold being AU as the clue there.
Good
job,
clue
Jeff.
that
Good
we
job,
did not pick up
Jeffrey.
on.
See, I'm only good for like 6 questions a game, but those 6
Culver.
questions nobody else usually gets. So
All right. And know your role and shut your mouth. What is the leading female singer in an opera, Jeff?
I had no idea. I racked my brain for like 10 minutes. I couldn't figure it out.
Okay.
Your wager?
I wagered 10.
All right. And Stacey, I believe you had the answer over there.
Yeah, we wagered 15, and I'm quite certain it is a prima donna.
All right.
Yeah, that makes sense for us.
We wagered 5, and we also put prima donna.
She said, how does that apply to you guys in the studio? And I said, trust me.
Yeah, I was like, is it first chair like in an orchestra? Is that the hosting chair? And he's like, no. that's just Matt.
He's busting our chops.
Yep. Being a jokester.
You didn't get me my blue only M&Ms today.
Always. And in the final category, I am the game. What is that term for making a character less dominating, Jeff?
So if I know anything about John Elway and 100-yard passes, by the way, I wagered 10. I said vortex.
Okay.
Yeah, we wagered in Oakland 5. I love John Elway as my favorite quarterback, but I couldn't think of any clue there with John Elway, so we knew he had the famous game called The Drive, so we just said Drive.
Okay.
I, too, was trying to think of a famous game or play from John Elway, and obviously I could not. And I tried to take it from a gaming perspective, and that didn't work either, so we just went with The Baby Maker.
The only play I could think of was the annexation of Puerto Rico.
There you
The
go.
best play of all time.
Yeah, we wagered in Oakland 5.
All right. Jeff, what's the company that makes the Vortex?
Oh, it's Nerf.
The answer is Nerf.
That's right.
All right. After that final round, all the scores are tabulated. Coming in last is Team Quick Draw. That's Jeff. Coming in second, Team Cruel Summer with 125.
Respectable.
And it looks like that mid-game trade worked out for Stacey over there, because Team Regulators, today you are the cream of the crop.
I am the cream.
All to my teammate. She did all the work. She carried me. The only thing I contributed was the swing round, so thank you, Stacey.
Which is where our entire lead came from.
I did what I could. You put me in the right quarter, and it worked out.
And I have to thank my teammate for some great synergy as well. Worked out pretty well. We didn't take the victory, but some good teamwork today.
Yeah, definitely. That swing round hurt us, but I think.
You know, you go out there, you give 110%. You want to do good, and you try to do good.
Give 110%.
Give 110%.
Yeah.
You said that you were going on a travel hiking trip, so where your travel is going to take you after today?
I will be headed to Colorado to do some hiking and into Salt Lake, and then on my way home through the Black Hills of South Dakota, doing a little loop back to St. Paul.
Sounds lovely.
I was
sounds
out there
great.
last September. Lovely area.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Stacey, thank you very much for being an awesome teammate. And what do you have going on with yourself? And we're also going to have you come back and host a game, because you said you like hosting as well.
Yeah, not much to report. I'll just keep going. I've been off work for the last weekend because I got LASIK eye surgery.
Oh,
So,
how did that work out? Oh, that's right. You said you were going to have bandages, but there are no bandages today.
I don't need to. No,
No eye patches,
I can see
no
clearly.
anything.
Oh, that's awesome. How was it,
So-
by the way? Because none of us here have had LASIK.
If I had known how easy it was, I wouldn't have worried about it at all. But
Oh, I
it's
like
just
that.
it feels really weird.
It's a lot of
If you were to
commonplace
describe it.
medical
I'll
things.
tell you
I feel
what,
like.
I'm going to go and do that.
I kind of
I'm
want
tired
to.
of contacts.
Yeah, I don't wear my glasses. I just wear contacts.
I have good vision. Sorry.
Yeah.
guys.
You have good vision too?
Yeah, insider secret. Just have good vision.
Here's a
Pro
tip.
tip.
Just see without your glasses.
Just have good
See
vision.
better.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. Thanks to everybody in the studio: Jeff, Neal, Ken, Summer, Stacy via Skype. My name was Matt, and that was Triviality.
Well, it looks like we've got a mistrial. But on the plus side, we've also got a hung jury. Hit it!
All rise for acting's highest honor, Judge Reinhold.
Judge Reinhold is neither a real judge nor has he received acting's highest honor.